The studio of The View was thick with tension from the very start of the broadcast. Whoopi Goldberg, known for her strong and assertive presence, and ALYSSA FARAH Griffin, the young and outspoken voice on the panel, were about to engage in one of the most memorable clashes in the show's history. The conversation began with a discussion about the political tensions between the United States and Iran. Whoopi drew a parallel between systemic racism and violence in the US and human rights violations in Iran, arguing that both countries faced severe problems that challenged the dignity of their people. ALYSSA, visibly upset, quickly responded that comparing the US to Iran was a serious mistake, a distortion that downplayed the suffering of those living under authoritarian regimes. She passionately defended that, while the US has its flaws, it maintains democratic structures that allow for criticism and the fight for rights, something unimaginable under Iran's total repression. As voices grew louder, the tension became palpable. Whoopi refused to let the comparison be dismissed so easily, reminding the panel and audience of the decades of marginalization, violence, and systemic racism in American history. She insisted that injustice was also a form of oppression worthy of critical analysis. ALYSSA, standing firm, accused Whoopi of oversimplifying the issue and trivializing the vastly different realities people face in the two countries. The back and forth grew sharper, with interruptions and raised voices, making the moment one filled with raw emotion and unfiltered opinions. The other co-hosts tried to mediate, but the spark between Whoopi and ALYSSA was undeniable and drew immediate attention from viewers and social media alike. The debate soon spiraled beyond the studio, igniting heated conversations online about race, politics, and international human rights. With fans and critics taking sides passionately, both women stood their ground, unwilling to back down, creating a dramatic atmosphere that kept viewers glued to their screens. The episode ended without a clear resolution, leaving an open wound in the show's dynamics and sparking rumors of ongoing tension behind the scenes. This clash highlighted not only the sharp ideological differences between the two, but also underscored the challenges of discussing complex issues on live television without alienating parts of the audience. The fallout was immediate, with hashtags trending and commentators dissecting every moment, proving once again that The View remains a lightning rod for controversy and intense debate. The tension in the studio lingered long after the cameras stopped rolling. Behind the scenes, the atmosphere was charged with uneasy silence and whispered conversations. Both Whoopi and ALYSSA maintained their positions, each convinced of the righteousness of her perspective. The production team found themselves navigating a delicate balance, aware that the fallout from this confrontation could ripple far beyond the day's broadcast. Viewers continued to debate fervently on social media, dissecting every nuance of the heated exchange. Supporters of Whoopi praised her for speaking boldly about systemic injustice, while ALYSSA's defenders applauded her for defending democratic values and cautioning against false equivalences. The division in public opinion mirrored the polarized nature of the discussion itself. Producers began considering how to address the controversy in upcoming episodes, weighing the risks of further escalating tensions against the potential ratings boost from the drama. Meanwhile, analysts and commentators seized the moment to explore the broader implications of such a clash on a national stage, highlighting the challenges of honest discourse in a highly charged political climate. The incident became a reference point for ongoing conversations about race, freedom, and the limits of political debate on live television. It underscored the difficulty of reconciling deeply held beliefs in a forum designed for diverse voices and perspectives. Despite the unresolved nature of the conflict, both Whoopi and ALYSSA emerged with their reputations intact, their commitment to their viewpoints clear. Their clash had illuminated the complexities of contemporary discourse, reminding audiences of the power and peril of speaking one's truth on a public platform. The episode's legacy endured, setting the stage for future encounters charged with passion and conviction, and leaving viewers eager to see how the story would unfold in the coming weeks. The studio lights dimmed, but the reverberations of the heated exchange between Whoopi Goldberg and ALYSSA FARAH Griffin continued to echo long after the cameras had shut off. Crew members exchanged glances, their usual behind-the-scenes bustle subdued by the weight of the confrontation they had just witnessed. The energy in the air was thick, an unspoken understanding that this was no ordinary disagreement. It was a fracture laid bare between two contrasting worldviews, each unapologetically entrenched in its own truth. In the green room, conversations buzzed quietly but intensely. Some of the co-hosts gathered in small clusters, discussing what had transpired on air, weighing in on the points raised, yet careful to maintain professionalism amidst the palpable tension. The division was evident. Those who resonated with Whoopi's critique of systemic injustices saw the moment as a necessary confrontation, a stark reminder that many issues remain unresolved in American society. Others sided with ALYSSA, admiring her insistence on distinguishing the democratic freedoms of the U.S. from the harsh realities of authoritarian regimes. Social media had already exploded. Hashtags related to the episode began trending worldwide, as viewers dissected every gesture, every tone, and every rebuttal. Clips of the exchange circulated rapidly, sparking commentary from influencers, political analysts, and everyday users alike. The conversation transcended the realm of entertainment, spilling into broader societal debates on race, governance, and human rights. Each camp rallied its supporters, framing the dialogue as emblematic of the larger cultural battles playing out across the nation. Within the network, executives held urgent meetings to strategize the show's response. There was recognition of the delicate line they had to tread, acknowledging the raw honesty and passion that made the view compelling, while also managing the potential fallout of such divisive content. Discussions centered on whether to use the controversy as a platform for deeper dialogue, or to pivot away from it to avoid alienating parts of their diverse audience. Meanwhile, media outlets seized on the story, with headlines emphasizing the stark ideological clash. Opinion pieces flooded the internet, some praising Whoopi for her fearless candor, others criticizing her for what they saw as an inflammatory and inaccurate comparison. ALYSSA was lauded by some as a voice of reason and criticized by others as dismissive of important social issues. The polarizing nature of the incident underscored the challenges of addressing complex and sensitive topics in a format that demanded both immediacy and accessibility. Back on the show, the co-hosts prepared for upcoming episodes under the shadow of the confrontation. Producers grappled with how to frame future discussions to both respect the intensity of the moment and encourage constructive conversation. There was an unspoken acknowledgement that the dynamic between Whoopi and ALYSSA would continue to influence the tone of the program, a tension that was at once volatile and magnetic for viewers. As the days passed, interviews and statements emerged. Both Whoopi and ALYSSA stood firm in their convictions, each elaborating on her perspective in various media appearances. Neither backed down, but both expressed a desire for greater understanding and dialogue, reflecting the complexities of the issues at hand. Their exchanges became a microcosm of the broader national discourse, one marked by passion, misunderstanding, and the search for common ground amid deep divisions. The episode ultimately became a catalyst, prompting viewers to examine their own beliefs and encouraging more nuanced discussions about race, politics, and international human rights. It highlighted the power of television as a platform not only for entertainment, but also for challenging conversations that reflect the times. Within the walls of the studio, the aftershocks of the encounter were felt, not just professionally, but personally. Relationships between cast members were tested, alliances formed, and new lines of communication opened. The incident served as a reminder of the human element behind the televised personas, that behind the microphones were individuals navigating the complexities of friendship, ideology, and public scrutiny. Despite the intensity of the moment, The View maintained its status as a lightning rod for debate. The show's ability to confront uncomfortable truths head-on, even at the risk of controversy, remained a defining characteristic that drew audiences day after day. The clash between Whoopi and ALYSSA was a vivid illustration of this dynamic, a story that would be referenced in future conversations both on and off the air. In the end, the confrontation was not resolved but transformed, from a moment of conflict into an ongoing dialogue, one that would continue to shape the narrative of the show and its place in the cultural landscape. It underscored the enduring power of live television to capture the complexities of human interaction in real time, reflecting the tensions and hopes of a society grappling with its own identity.